killed himself. A relative of the victims had asked deputies to check on the family because
one of the adults was sending text messages. Exactly what was being sent in those text messages, I don't know, but he was sending text messages that made that relative say, law enforcement, you need to check the resident.
Investigators are trying to determine a motive. Kelly Weiss, CBS News, Dallas.
A federal judge in St. Louis has approved an agreement between the city of Ferguson, Missouri and the Justice Department. It calls for major reforms in the police department and the municipal court to resolve issues that came to light after Michael Brown, an unarmed black teenager, was shot and killed by a white police officer. I'm Bill Whitney, CBS News.
Does your basement or crawl space have damp, musty odors? Do you worry about indoor gases and pollutants? Everyday living generates moisture that can nourish mold and odors, even asthmatic triggers. Indoor pollutants linked to respiratory ailments, birth defects, and cancers can become trapped in your home. You can't buy health, but you can buy Wave's moisture control and air quality products. Wave Home Solutions for a dry, healthy home. Satisfaction guaranteed. Go to dryhome123.com. That's dryhome123.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish. Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-90.
Good evening. You're listening to AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz. Chris Spencer here. It's about 6 minutes past 7 p.m. Having a little technical difficulty there, but we'll work it out. Let's see, get your weather and your traffic real quick here. Let's see. For your weather this evening, tonight mostly clear, low around 50. For Wednesday, sunny, a high near 74. Wednesday night, patchy fog after 11 p.m., increasing clouds, and a low around 52. And on your Monterey Bay Boaters forecast for tonight, we have southwest winds 5 to 15 knots, becoming east 5 knots after midnight. Wind waves 1 to 3 feet in the evening, becoming 2 feet or less, with a west swell 4 to 5 feet at 12 seconds. Quick look at the traffic this evening. Traffic collision near Eaton Street and Lake Avenue in the Santa Cruz area. Traffic collision State Road 25 near 156 in the Hollister-Gilroy area. And it's about 65 degrees here at KSCO. Up next, Off the Lip Radio Show.
Opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are not necessarily those of KSCO Radio, its staff, management, or advertisers. If something is said with which you disagree, please call us during the program in order to help us balance comment.
Good evening and welcome to Off the Lip, the show about surfing and skateboarding. If you'd like to join the show tonight, give us a call at 831-479-1080. That's 831-479-1080. And now, here are your hosts for tonight's program, Neil Perlberg and Terry Campion.
And good evening and welcome to the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting right here from Santa Cruz, California. Been looking forward to this show for quite a while now. He's called in a few times, and we hope he's going to call in again. Oh, the show, it's busy. We're calling the East Coast, and his phone's busy. Our guest, we're getting a busy phone. Okay, he's going to have to call in. Hey, Sid. Sid, if you're listening, or any friends are listening, call Sid and tell him to call 831-479-1080.
Is it bedtime on the East Coast yet?
You pay your phone bill, Sid?
In studio tonight, we also have two other people that want to talk to Sid. Jason Ratboy Collins.
Woo!
And Director of Sales. Are you above Novak?
No.
You're under Novak?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sales manager.
Sales manager Holly Anderson for NHS.
Everybody's under Novak.
Are you under Novak?
I don't even see Novak. He's like,
which means you're under him.
He's like the Wizard of Oz guy behind the screen. But oh wait, a latte machine.
Yeah.
He is Mr. Latte.
That's where
he drinks tea now.
Wow.
Yeah, he's moved on.
Is Sid on the phone? I wonder if Sid's on the phone. Oh, she's trying to call Sid. So our guest tonight is Hall of Famer Sid Abbruzzi from Water Brothers Surf and Skate Shop. He is a legend. Is he a legend, Rat?
Yes, very much so.
He gets that title.
Yeah.
I like that Hall of Fame title. I mean, that's like, knighthood
Let me see if we can
or
get him.
something.
Let's see if he's there. If I can get this thing to work. Let me see how we get this thing to work. Sid, you there? Oh, dude, I just cut you off. How about that? Boy, I just like... You know what, TC?
Really, you hung up on him?
We suck at this, TC.
Hold it.
Sid.
We were just trying to get Sid, and you actually hung up on Sid?
did, yeah.
Oh, man.
I just hung up on Sid.
He's probably listening. He's like, I'm over it.
Yeah.
Goofballs.
Oh, here comes Chris.
Chris, the engineer's
Rat,
here.
can you let us know how you know Sid? How'd you meet him?
Sid,
Yeah.
I met him through a mutual friend, Pat Rick Murphy.
Yeah.
A
Rhode Island boy.
Yeah. Who I used to torture when I was a little teeny kid in Thrash, the surf shop he was managing over on the west side with my father. So
Yeah.
I've known Wick my whole life, and that's how I met Sid a long time ago, and always heard these fabled stories about Newport and Rhode Island and the surfing and the community. And so
Have you been back there?
Yeah, I went this summer, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Went to Surf Fest, something that Sid puts on, and it was great. It was fun.
See if we get hold of Sid. Is he calling?
I wonder how many pro surfers that come from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Holly, tell us how you know Sid, please.
Well, I grew up in Newport, Rhode Island, and so Water Brothers was a shop that we always used to all hang out at, and they had a big vert ramp there, and it was right on the beach, so that was a spot to hang out, and it was really cool because it was the one spot in New England where a lot of skate pros from California came out to, and so you got to see these like superstars from California and stuff when you're just like in little old roadie, you know.
Old roadie. Sid, you there? Sid, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Welcome to the Off the Air Radio Show. It takes us half an hour to get it together.
Well, you know what happened? I called you guys, and I never heard it ring, and then when I called you before, I heard you guys talking, but you were saying I wasn't there. So I'm here.
Because the phone was busy.
I don't know why.
Sid, how are you?
Good, everything great. I'm really psyched to be on the show.
And we are too.
And I'd like to thank Jason and Holly for showing up, and for you guys for doing such a good job with this show. I'm a huge fan.
Jason was a little perturbed. He thought it was going to be a six-pack here waiting for him from you, but it wasn't.
No, not going to happen.
Sweet tea.
I got a nice coffee back east, and I tell him I got some clams he won't get sick on next time.
Oh, some oysters? Yeah, you got to try the oysters, and then I vomit everywhere.
Hey, Sid, this is part one of the Sid Abbruzzi show, okay? We're going to have like 4 or 5 shows like we did for Novak and a bunch of other people. So this is part one.
I plan on getting out there as soon as I can, and hopefully he'll get you a date in the next few days.
That'll be great. So where did it all start for you? Can you tell us?
Yeah, well, it started a couple ways to go. It was one of those, I remember being like, I have a flash of being like probably around 8 or 9 years old in a car with all my cousins. It probably looked like late 50s. It looked like one of the untouchable cars, and there was a guy out surfing, probably like a lifeguard or something.
Yeah.
And my cousin said, "Oh, look at that. That's cool. I want to do that." My aunt sort of said, "You'll never do that." And that just hit me like, oh, I want to do that. You know what I mean? So I was sort of like a surfing revolution type thing that inspired me. And then my other aunt made me a skateboard right up with the roller skate wheels, put them on a piece of wood. And then fast forward, a friend of mine in school sat next to me with a surfer magazine, like 6th or 7th grade, by Happy Morgan, and then my dad bought me a surfboard.
Very cool. Okay, we're talking to Sid Abbruzzi. He is in Newport, Rhode Island. He is, as according to Mr. Ratboy over here said, an absolute legend in the surf and skate industry and rock and roll. That correct, Holly?
That's true. Big world.
Big world.
Big world.
Meekster called you the package. Is that correct?
Package.
The package.
The package came from a friend of mine by the name of Tim Davey down in Florida. He's a pretty funny guy, and it was all because of surf, skate, rock and roll. He goes, he does it all, surf, skate, rock and roll. And this is 20 years ago when being 40 years old and doing what I was doing was considered ancient or one of a kind, and now everybody does it. I mean, they got pro contests at 50 years old skateboarding, so I don't know what's going on.
What's your relationship with Santa Cruz?
Well, that's funny you say. Just a real quick on that. Santa Cruz is sort of like, what do they call them, sister cities around the world for Europe and everything. Santa Cruz, to me, is just like the Newport of the West Coast, the Santa Cruz of the East Coast. We have all high cliffs, all right-handed point breaks, all cold water, and everybody who surfs and skates has a nickname.
Right.
So I'm in like, you know what, I love this place. Well, what happened was in 1969, the summer of 69, there was a 3A, 4A contest that came up to Newport, Rhode Island. And what that was the equivalent of a little tour of surfing guys coming up. And it was like the Mike Tabling, the Claude Codgen, the Gary Proppers, the Joe Rowlands, like all the guys that came to Newport. I saw a particular Rick surfboard model I wanted. Long story short, I went down to New Jersey. They wanted me to sell their boards for them, and then the guy I was working with from Rick went up to Santa Cruz in 1970 to start working for Overland Factory, which is located in Doug's factory, the Hout factory on Swift Street. So that winter, I went there and started working with Tom Overland, and that parking lot was something else starting in the 70s. I was just turned 18 years old. It was Tom Overland, Jim Overland, Doug Hout, Mark Angel, Jim Phillips, Joey Thomas.
Wow.
Man, what a parking lot. Like after work, you'd be standing there with all those guys, and I'd be like just taking it all in, and I was in awe. And then I became really great friends with Robbie Waldemar, Wally, and man, I just went back every year. Like people said, why do you go to Santa Cruz in the wintertime? And I said, well, you can stay in Rhode Island in the wintertime. It was the tropics for me.
Right.
Didn't have to wear gloves. That's good enough.
Right. If you have one question for Sid, what would it be?
Oh.
And you're coming on the show today. I mean, what would you want? What's the one question you'd have to?
I don't think about things like that before I come on
Okay.
the show. But
I want to say something about Rat.
You know what? Switch it around. You say something about Rat.
Okay. Let me take I'll do the. I always, and I want to say it from a fan to a friend, and like following his career as a kid growing up, and just seeing pictures of him, then meeting him 20, 25 years ago, and then bumping into him at a trade show or bumping into him on the West Side, and then over the last 15, 20 years becoming a friend of him, it just means a whole lot to me.
Okay.
And I think he's a great guy, and you're just a breakthrough surf performer.
You got to clean it. Hang on a second. He's sensitive.
Come on, Sid. You're gonna. There's tears flowing over.
You're making him cry.
Well, he's got a hood on. It looks like, and I heard it's 65 degrees out there, so
It's
I don't
like
know
70. Okay, Sid, don't go away. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to put you on. Just don't go away, okay?
I'm not going anywhere.
All right,
I never
cool.
go anywhere.
Hang in there. This portion of the show is brought to you by the Red Cross, that responds to local disasters in Monterey, San Benito, and Santa Cruz counties, assisting an average of 160 local families each year. The generous support of our community is vital in our response to the Red Cross is launching its second annual Giving Day on April 21st. It takes $88 to support a family of 3 with basic essentials like a day's worth of food plus blankets and other essentials following a disaster such as wildfire, flooding, or earthquake. Their task is simple by asking the public to consider committing to helping one family on Giving Day, which is this Thursday. For more information, please visit redcross.org/Central Coast. This is Neil TC, Holly, and Ratboy. Be right back with Sid.
Hi, Hi, this is Tim Loslot again, head golf professional at De La Viega Golf Course. This advertisement is brought to you by De La Viega Golf Shop in Ocean 76. Has El Nino dampened your spirits to play more golf this year? Don't let it. De La Viega Golf Course is the only golf course in Santa Cruz County that offers short rounds. During breaks between our much-needed rain, come out and enjoy our short round options. Sign up for 3 holes, 6 holes, or 12 holes. This offer is available all year long. And don't forget to take advantage of De La Viega Golf Shop's new partner, Ocean 76, in Santa Cruz. Purchase $10 or more of gas or any other item and receive a coupon for 2-for-1 offers on a large bucket of range balls at De La Viega Driving Range. And make sure to visit us on the web at delaviegagolf.com. That's delaviegagolf.com.
You can choose from many local tattoo shops. This is why you should select the new standard for tattoos in Santa Cruz, found only at Good Omen Tattoo. With over 40 years combined tattoo experience, owners Tim and Aaron operate the first totally disposable shop in Santa Cruz. Absolutely no re-sterilization of equipment of any kind. Need to see first-class reviews before you choose? Check out their 5-star rating on Yelp. Stop by today. Good Omen Tattoo, located at 1025 Water Street in Santa Cruz. Or go to their website for all their contact info and social media details. GoodOmenTattoo.com.
Hey, this is Indra from Surf City Sandwich. We offer the finest handcrafted sandwiches in the county, with unique and interesting flavor combinations sure to satisfy. Our motto, go fresh or go home, means we take the quality of our food very seriously. Fresh, local bread and produce is delivered to us each day, so you can be sure you are eating the best tasting and best for you food around. We also have a micro tap room with many local beers and wine. Happy hour is back Monday through Friday from 4 to 7 with $4 pints, barnacles, chowder, and grilled cheese. Located at the north end of 41st Avenue in the SoCal Tower Plaza. Call us for takeout at 346-6952 and check out our website at surfcitysandwich.com.
And we're back. Are we back? Yeah, we're back with the...
we're back.
We're back. Hang on, Sid. 1 second. This portion of the show is brought to you by Cove Water, Northern California's stand-up paddleboard headquarters. Is having a one-day-only spring sale Sunday, April 24th. Get yourself on the water by taking advantage of amazing deals on both new and used paddleboards, paddles, and SUPs. On site, the rat boy shaking his head, got the cross up. On site, there will be a swap meet featuring used boards for sale, as well as a demo by local company One Meal, whose revolutionary electric skateboards are taking the streets by storm.
I bought a paddle in there once, so.
Good. For further details, go to covewater.com or head down to Cove Water at 726 Water Street, Santa Cruz, where their friendly and expert staff will be at your service. In studio tonight, Jason Ratboy Collins, Holly Anderson, and calling from Newport, Rhode Island, the one and only Sid Abbruzzi. Sid, you got to...
Hello.
How are you, mate? We got a call here. Sean from Capitola. Sean, you there?
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Very good. How you doing?
Good. You got a. Who is this? Give me your last name.
This is Sean Van Someren,
Sean, you got
Pelagic Shark Research
Sean,
Foundation.
I can't do this right now. Okay, you got to call back. Call me off the show, okay, buddy? Please.
Hey, there's sharks back at Seacliff
I
Pier.
understand that. I see that, but you got to call me off the show. I really appreciate it.
Huh.
Okay. That
The
was
shark's
Sean
back.
Van Someren from the Shark Institute, just letting everyone know there's sharks down at the Seacliff State Beach. Thanks
So
for
go
calling,
surf the
Sean.
beaches. Woo!
This is Sid's show. Sid, where are we going now? This is your show, my friend.
Well, we're going, let's talk about the shop on the beach for a second, like Holly picked it up. I was in 1971, there was a shack on the beach. I was selling overland surfboards out of my basement from Santa Cruz, going out to Santa Cruz every winter. And we rented this shop on the beach for $300 a year.
Oh, wow.
And back in the 70s, after the collapse of all the Gidget and the longboards and the whole scene, it was just a shortboard revolution, and we were left in charge. And so we had that place, and we closed in November, go out to Santa Cruz, reopen in April, never worrying about like competition coming in and stuff like that. It was almost pre-leashes. There wasn't too many surf accessories. We just sold some T-shirts and some surfboards. And then as it got going a little longer, we put a mini ramp there, like a 6-footer, I think 16 across. We had the Bones Brigade there in the late 80s and epic stuff like that. And then we made it a vert ramp. 10-foot high, all steel. We had Jason Jesse, Hosoi. We had the legendary Bloodshot tour with Kristen Fletcher, Nathan Fletcher, Christian Hosoi, Sergi Ventura. They had the Bloodshot band, which consisted of Rick Rock on drums. I think he's a shaper for Lost or was. Ray Bones Rodriguez on guitar. Nathan Fletcher had to be 8 years old on guitar. Christian on bass, and that got GT from Von Zipper was the singer. So we've had some times down that place. It was sort of like a Venice-style Wild Wild West parking lot.
That is a Wild Wild West. Let me ask you. I want to ask you a question, and this goes out to all your friends and fans out there. The Sid Abbruzzi movie. Who would play Sid Abbruzzi?
A couple people have said Sean Penn, but
Ozzy.
Ozzy? Yeah? Gary Busey?
No.
That guy's no. That's VC. That's VC. Does it?
We're going to figure that out. We really have been really been back and forth about a documentary on Warner Brothers. And one thing I did as a kid, me and my brother always had a Super 8 camera, and we just sort of gave it to all the boys wherever we went. And so we have like all the skating and all the surfing all on Super 8, and it's pretty fantastic stuff. And I've even got some really good West Side stuff with Richard Schmidt and Vince and all the guys at, let's just call it Weasel Reef, and the Heitman brothers, and really good Lane. I got some great Mitchells and Natural Bridges, and one-of-a-kind Super 8 stuff, and a lot of skateboarding. I've got I filmed the pro event they had at the Winchester Pro Bowl at the Pink Pool in '79. I've got all of that. Actually, Dwayne Peters bummed it off me and put it in his movie, and that was a hassle, him and Lucero getting that back, but I got it back. But dealing with those guys, oh my goodness. And so anyway, it's been a fun ride with all of that stuff. And then fast forward, the Warner Brothers being where it is, we're always getting dropped pictures and collections and surfboards and stuff like that. So we have quite a gallery of stuff, and Jason was awesome enough to come over last year with his wife to an event we call Surf Fest that sort of just happened one day. I think some lady asked me to stand in front of Doris Duke's mansion and talk about surfing, and because Doris Duke at the time was the richest woman in the world. She has a big estate, Rough Point. She had a house in Diamond Head in Hawaii, and she hung out with Duke Kawanamoko and the Waikiki boys, and they flew Ravelzi over, and I said, well, listen, instead of me just standing there, I felt awkward, how about if we display a bunch of boards? And they said, where? I said, well, what about on our lawn? And that one line right there morphed into the biggest exhibit of surfboards in the world at one time. According to Dick Meserow from ESM Magazine, we ended up having 1,000 surfboards in 5 years, probably 2,000 to 5,000 people come in, and they just cruise around, look at boards, look at skateboards. We incorporated Danielle's idea, my wife's idea, let's bring skateboarding in. We've had 2 ramps last year. Jason and all the guys are kind enough to show up, and, man, food trucks, and it's awesome.
Wow, I got a picture of that. I'm going to put that on Facebook. That picture you sent me in front of Doris's
mansion.
mansion.
One shot of you guys using with my arms out, that is at the mansion. Okay. And that's at the Doris Duke, the richest woman in the world.
Right.
And the American Tobacco Harris. So we had it there 2 years.
What's the picture of you walking away with like the bag of fries, pushing over? It looked like you just pushed over that Toyota truck. What's that picture?
Well, back in the days, back in the day when we did enjoy a few cocktails, we happened to be sitting at Jimmy's Saloon, which is located next to the shop, and all of a sudden, we look up, and that the car was like that. So I just went over to investigate. I just had a bag of chips from Jimmy. So.
On the phone right now, we have Mike from Rhode Island. Mike, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you?
Very well. How are you?
Welcome to the Off the Radio Show.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
I just want to ask Sid if he's ever going to do a Big World reunion at Surfest.
Yes.
No, that's not in the cards right now. I'm going to have to shoot that down completely. We had a good run. We just started out as a little garage band, and we played a friend's party, and it just morphed into that. It was nothing more than that. My brother was the guitarist. Everybody else in the band was good, and I just go down to the cellar after surfing and grab the mic and sing in front of these guys, and I ended up being in the band as the loudmouth. And in the 70s, we had the 5-year run in the 70s. We went from we never played a cover in our life. We ended up opening up for Iggy Pop, Johnny Thunders, Oingo Boingo, Joan Jett, all these crazy late 70, early 80 acts, and then we broke it up for 20 years. And we came back about 10 years ago. We came back for another 5 years, and because of rock and roll now into the industry, Volcom sort of threw us a bone, and we played a Warped Tour gig, and then we did a little 5-year run, but it was all just in fun and stuff like that.
Holly, what question would you ask Sid? You're in the chair. You're on the air. What question would you ask Sid?
What tattoo have you gotten from Fred Smith recently that you didn't want?
Well, actually, from Fred Smith, I did get a cover-up that I didn't want, and that was the latest. But I am 100% Fred Smith tattoos, except for one tattoo that his son did when he was sitting on Fred's lap when he was like 3 years old.
That's awesome.
Hey, Sid. Okay, let's talk about
We'll get into that story later on. But
we're going to come back to that one. Sid, your relationship with O'Neill, like Pat O'Neill and Novak from NHS.
Well, more Pat O'Neill stories.
Sure.
Pat was.
Did Pat invent the leash, the surf leash?
Somebody did out there. I know. I came home with it. TC, I came home with it from Rhode Island. Everybody said, "What's that around your leg?" and then we made them out of bungee cords, and a friend of mine started doing the leather strap and putting a brass loop in it, and sort of bingo. But a quick Pat O'Neill thing. I met him at the Overland factory. These guys all used to show up at sunset, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody, the factory closed, and Pat was there getting boards from those guys. And I met him there, and I also met Mike Grassley, who was a great guy that was probably the first rep in the world. And Grassley worked for Pat. And really quick, those guys came east one time, and I worked a booth with them at the Newport International Boat Show. We had an O'Neill
at the boat show?
Yeah, we had a booth in the 70s, which was pretty wild at the time. We had a booth in the 70s because the Hobie cats were all the rage, the catamarans, and Pat wanted to get into that, saw that little niche where they'd buy their wetsuits. He had the sleeveless long john, and he figured like that'd be the mix. So I set them up with a booth at Newport International Trade Show. They stayed at my house, and that was a good time. And we've been cordial ever since, but I sort of, we don't hang or nothing like that. But
and Novak in that crowd?
You know what? More Doug Hout.
Okay.
Because I was with Doug when Tom stopped selling surfboards and moved out of town. I just went through the shaping door into Doug's room, and I worked for Doug for about 12 years, and Doug started Lamaflex skateboards. And I actually worked the booth with Doug at the New York Toy Show at the Coliseum.
Wow.
Okay, so it was me and Doug Hout at the New York Toy Show.
Did you behave for the kids?
No, we didn't behave at all. and I remember he took the train with me to Rhode Island, back to Rhode Island. And so he walked the cliffs and saw Ruggles and all the breaks. And that's another thing legalizing the breaks at Ruggles is another pretty much milestone.
We wanted to talk about that. You legalized surfing in Holly. Is that story where he legalized surfing in Rhode Island? Is that correct?
Yeah,
at Ruggles Avenue.
Okay.
It'd be the equivalent of no surfing at Mitchell's or something, and you get that. Actually, it was bigger than that because you couldn't surf the entire cliff. But there's two versions I got called in on. Back in 1971, a guy was surfing Ruggles on a longboard, and hardly anybody surfed it. Everybody was just doing the beach thing on the 9-footers, and there's one guy fishing and one guy surfing. They had a major confrontation, and the guy fishing happened to be the police chief. Now, this is early 60s, right?
Yeah.
So he just went to the town council, and they did a ban on surfing, which would be a ban from Cowles to Natural Bridges, okay?
Yeah.
That's what it would have looked like.
Right.
And so growing up, we surf Ruggles now. Now we're 14, 15. Now we got a car. So the cops would come on the cliff, wave you in, you come in. They wouldn't arrest you. So I just stayed in the water one time until they would have to do something. So they actually arrested me. I went to district court. I got found guilty, fined $10 for surfing, appealed it to Superior Court where we won the case, and the ban was lifted. Now, fast forward 40 years later, last year, 2 years ago, I got a call from a friend of mine from the National Coastal Resources or some organization that they're going to build a huge breakwater in front of Ruggles due to damage from Hurricane Sandy. And it was under the National Emergency Act or something where they didn't have to pass it through anybody.
Right.
And this was passed. And we started a rally, and through Surfline, through everybody, through worldwide effort, we stopped this complete breakwater, jetties, and everything at Ruggles Avenue. So it was that was monumental, and it was all grassroots. And I couldn't have done it without
well done.
The friends and surfers community. It was unbelievable. It was a done deal, and somehow we beat it.
All right, very
cool.
cool.
So there was two saviors on that.
Well done. You got Steve from Salinas. Steve, you there?
Hey, guys. Hey, Terry, congratulations on your third-place finish. Nothing personal there.
Thanks, bro.
Hey, I'm just saying you're in the paper. This guy's the Harbor Bill of the East Coast. My questions are quick and short. How stoked are you about Kelly Slater, East Coast, and the advent of the X Games? And how important was marijuana to the advent of the skate/surf advancement? Thanks, guys. See ya.
Okay, appreciate it, Steve. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. I'll get back to Kelly, but did he say the X Games?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something really big. The X Games' first 2 years were in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I get a phone call like about 3 months into it before the X Games, and they're telling me like Danny Way, Tony Hawk, Colin McKay, Kareem Campbell, like all these guys, they're coming to Newport. I'm there like, you're kidding. And they showed up and they started building ramps everywhere, and it was in Fort Adams State Park where we had Surf Fest last year, and it was quite a scene. And then the second I saw that, I said, this isn't lasting here too long. It's going for a stadium.
Right.
The second year they had it downtown, and it was a stadium.
Yeah.
And in regards to Kelly, I don't know. Me and Jace have talked about it. I'm a big Kelly fan, and being from the East Coast, maybe it took 11 world titles to let people know that the East Coast has surf.
Yep.
I don't know about that. And in terms of marijuana, I believe Nat Young is quoted saying, by the time the joint was finished, the boards went from 9 foot to 6 foot.
Okay, it's Porsche. So, hey, we're going to go to break, so hang on right there, Sid, okay? This portion of the show is brought to you by Big Stick Surfing Association Log Jam Surf Contest going off at Pleasure Point this weekend. The Log Jam draws some of the best surfers from surf clubs throughout California. who try their skills using pre-1970 surfboards that must weigh at least 20 pounds. Come watch the surfers and partake in the infamous Log Jam raffle that includes 6 surfboards by great local shapers and whose proceeds benefit Surfrider, Rider Wave, and Big Stick High School scholarships. Get down to Pleasure Point this weekend, enjoy sunny weather, great food, incredible surfing, and pick up some raffle tickets, and you may just win a brand new surfboard. Neil TC here with Sid Abbruzzi calling us in from Newport, Rhode Island, Rat Boys in studio, and Holly Anderson too. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
This is Brother Timmy.
And Cleo from Cleo's Corner at Pono Hawaiian Grill.
Featuring wraps, teriyaki bowls, plate lunches, amazing and creative salads, vegetarian and gluten-free options, and over 20 different types of poke, all made to order, fast, fresh, and healthy. And what's your favorite, Khalil?
The chicken fingers.
Located at 120 Union Street in downtown Santa Cruz. Call us for takeout at 831-426-PONO or check us out on the web at ponohawaiiangrill.com. We put the ono in Pono.
Hi, this is Steve Pereira, the beach guy at Bailey Properties in Santa Cruz, California. My wife Diane and I are experienced realtors who know and live at the beach, and we've been bringing the coast home to you since 1982. We'd love to help you sell or buy your slice of paradise here on the Santa Cruz coast. Please give the beach guy a call at 831-818-7064 or give Mrs. Beach Guy a call at 831-818-5939. Also, please drop into our website at lifesabeach.com and check out our available coastal properties. Remember, no one knows the turf. Near the surf, better. Cowabunga.
Attention surfers and paddleboarders. Don't let cold water or cold air take you out of the water for 5 to 6 weeks. Protect your ear canals with custom-made earplugs. The Listening Stack in Capitola is now offering custom earplugs molded to fit your ears perfectly, comfortably protecting your ear canals from the harsh elements of the Pacific Ocean. Stop messing with universal earplugs that don't work and try something that does. Mention Off the Lip Radio and receive an extra $20 off any custom molded earplugs in our store. The Listening Stack is located at the corner of Capitola Avenue at 41st. Listening Stack. Protect, enhance, enjoy. 831-498-9890.
And we're back with the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. We're on Facebook, Instagram, we tweet, and right now you can watch the show on SantaCruzWaves.com. Our guest tonight is the one and only, The Package, Mr. Sid Abbruzzi, calling in from Newport, Rhode Island. This is part 1 of the Sid Show. We're going to have at least 5.
Yeah.
It's going to be a box set, right?
You just went up one.
Right? 6? What do we need, Jason? What do you think we need, 6?
Well, we need a lot.
A lot. We need a lot of Sid shows.
Well, you know
Rat
what
Boys
it
in
is?
studio, Holly Anderson studio. Question for you, Sid. What is your favorite decade?
You know, no, it is in the 80s. I'm going to have to say, I mean, I love the Overland into the early Hout days, riding Joey Thomas boards and those transitions. I loved all of that. The 80s were, I was hanging with Mike Tabling and doing different stuff there. The 90s, I loved it going to Santa Cruz and seeing Jason and all those guys starting to take over the world. And I don't know, you know what? I'm just fortunate enough to keep it going, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And be aware and appreciate every single decade that I've surfed and skated.
Right.
And, you know, that's all I do, you know. And I just want to say, hey to TC, what's happening?
TC was trying to make it through the whole show without saying something.
Sid, hey, how you doing, buddy? I guess I gotta talk now.
So, another question for you, Sid. You know, you're up against the man, as it were. You're up against, all the, the Costco's and everything else, all these big stores. How are you surviving back there? How's business back there?
Well, business is it's tough. We went. What's to use the word signature? Somebody actually told me the word is vertical. We went vertical about 7 years ago, meaning we don't carry any other brands, just Water Brothers stuff. And Volcom was my last brand that we carried. And, you know, back in the day, we were like the cutting edge guys where you came to. I remember selling Quicksilver shorts when that's all I had before T-shirts.
Yeah.
We had a dozen of those, like the scallop trunks in the 70s, O'Neill wetsuits, blah-da-da-da-da. And then we're the first guys with the Volcom clothing, the Lost clothing. And I don't think I could survive in this environment that we have now in the industry if we just didn't do exclusively our own line.
Right.
I'm telling you. I mean, like, I'm pretty stunned. About 20 years ago, when we were carrying the MCD line, which was like the hardcore gotcha line, a kid came in with one of the shirts on. I'm there, where'd you get that? And he goes, TJ Maxx, and I'm there like, okay, here's the beginning of the end. And now it is over.
Right.
So it's a struggle, but we just keep our, we got our own little thing going, our own shop, and that's what we do.
Sid, I just want to say you're one of the only, I mean, not one of the only, but you're one of the few people that have survived that in the mom and pop type stores and the community, and that whole thing it's so impressive, and you're not one of the sellout. Not that everyone's a sellout, because everyone has to survive, but you're one of those guys that I admire for what you've done and keeping it core and doing it for so long. It's amazing, and the way you guys do it, and the community there, and everything is it's what I admire about where you are in Rhode Island and in the Northeast. It's awesome.
I appreciate that. It's sort of like having the same Brooklyn Dodger outfit on for the last 40 years. We back in the day, you go to these trade shows, and we've been to all of them. And ask Jason, I've had a pretty good time.
What was your favorite trade show? What was the one you don't remember? One you don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, we blew up Surfex, so when I tell you blew it up, we blew it up. But I sort of enjoyed the ASR shows. I did, because you get to fly out west. What I do was I'd go out there, and we hang around. We hit up the San Diego show, and then I'd get up to Santa Cruz and stay in Santa Cruz a month after the show. So just that whole package, I enjoyed that. And the Florida show is just, Surf Expo is just not the same anymore. There's no more individual company booths. Everything is corporate, and that word's used easily, but it's the truth. But what I was trying to get at is, back in the day, maybe even 15 years ago, you go into, whether it's a Rip Curl booth or the O'Neill booth, and you see the same guy there working, you go in and say hello, and then you see the other guy at this booth, you say hello. Now, everybody's in a different uniform every year. Right. It's like a million. I mean, the industry is either corporate or all free agents.
Right. Hey,
go
ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I get out of it.
Let me get a couple of calls here, if you don't mind. Sid, I got Jay calling from Florida. Jay, are you there?
Yeah, bro, I'm here.
How are you? Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks, man. I'm from New England originally, and I noticed you actually put me on one of my favorite boards, a 6'6" stretch swallowtail back in '99. My question for Sid is, where is your favorite spot on the planet to surf? I know you've done a lot of surfing down in South Africa, but where's your number one spot?
Thanks, Jay.
I'm going to have to say, for me, I sort of like the 4 to 6 foot range at Jeffries. That's a pretty fun place for me to be. And then back home, our points, Ruggles and stuff. And then, I just love Santa Cruz, traveling a little north and just getting some good waves around there. So in that order, I'd have to say Dream Waves, J Bay. It just, being like 64, like head high, going down the line is pretty fun for me.
All
and
right.
That's pretty good stuff.
Okay, Jay Bay it is. So Kitty, you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi.
Hi, husband. How are you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we were waiting for this phone call.
Yeah, he's here.
I had to call in because, Sid, I love you so much, and I'm just so enchanted with you and your whole family and your wife. and Nicole and everybody, but I just wanted you to talk a little bit more about the community you created there. I mean, I was so taken aback and floored when we got the opportunity to visit you guys. What a wonderful community you guys have created around surf and skate, and I really think you need to talk more about that, like your backyard and the people that are there, the people that are so devoted to you, because who you are, Sid, is so amazing that people are so over the top willing to do anything for you, and I think that's beautiful. And I think you should also talk about your gorgeous, beautiful wife and what a badass she is.
All right. Thanks, Kitty.
Whoa.
What do you want to say, Jason? You say, I love you.
I think Don King signed a Danielle back in the day. You should ask him about that. She's. I think her hands were insured, literally. No
Really?
joke. Yeah, yeah. Sid.
Well, I have the most beautiful wife in the world. There's no doubt about it. I'm so fortunate. We've been married going on 4 years, and she's quite an athlete herself. She's a surfer, and I'll throw it out there. Back in the day, Jason brought it up. She did sign a contract with Don King Productions.
No kidding. As
she
a
boxed
female boxer?
Yeah, just for a couple of years, and then she got out of it. But she's just a great athlete.
Did she take you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. She's probably one of the few people to keep you in check.
Yeah, just a really beautiful woman, and she came in and put together so many great things, like as Kay's saying, for the community, like connecting the dots where like I didn't go. She's done everything, like reaching out to people and helping causes, and doing a great job at Surf Fest for 3 years, and just a million things that she's done that we count our blessings on, for sure.
Sid, hang on there. We're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back, so don't go away. This portion of the show is brought to you by Santa Cruz Armory, located in Scotts Valley. They carry top brands of firearms and accessories for all your shooting or hunting needs. On site, they have a gunsmith who can clean, repair, or restore all your firearms. If you have a firearm or ammunition at home and you're unsure of it, call Santa Cruz Armory. They'll come out to you and put your mind at ease. A lifetime family-owned and operated business with a friendly, knowledgeable staff without the gun shop attitude. Call them at 706-7374 or go to santacruzarmory.com. Neil, TC, here with Rat Boy Holly Anderson and the package, Mr. Sid Abbruzzi. Be right back. Don't go away.
Chill Out Cafe on 41st Avenue, Santa Cruz is not just a block from some of the world's best surf, but it is also where you can go relax and order the tastiest grub before and after your sesh. Plump burritos, fresh salads, sky-high sandwiches, and a superb selection of hot and cold drinks. They have something for you. Go to chilloutcafesantacruz.com to view their menu, and to place your order to go, call 831-477-0543. Chill Out Cafe, where they roll the fatties.
We're back with the last 8 minutes of the Sid Abbruzzi Show. Sid, we're so, you know what, you know how fast this went, right?
Pardon me?
You know how quickly the show went. You're gonna have to
absolutely.
We're going to have to another 6 or 7 shows. The second show, you're going to come back and see us live in studio.
I'm really excited to get back there and jump in the studio with the crew.
All right. Do you know, do you know Larry from Rhode Island? Larry, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How are you, Larry?
Good. I grew up in the island, and Sid was always really good to the kids and did a lot of great stuff, and he always had the cool stuff. And he needs to be commended for that because he's always awesome. It was like the best surf shop around, still is. And I have a copy of his 45, Big World. If I need to digitize it and send it to you, you should play it.
We should, huh?
Yeah, get that over to us right away.
I love that.
Well, I'll get you guys some CDs.
Our new theme should be.
Pardon me?
I actually played that.
Yeah, Sid, you're gonna be our new theme song.
Hey, Larry,
Okay, I got some pretty good ones. We'll send you the 2 CDs. We got some hits.
All right. Hey, Larry, what does Sid mean to the community back there?
Say again?
What does Sid mean to the community back there?
Oh, he's like the godfather to surfing. I mean, you know, he's always been there for the kids, and he always makes things happen and builds the ramps and fights for the kids to have places to skate, and it's just good for everything. And a lot of these people try to stop the kids from skating around, and it's just horrible. I mean,
well,
he's always been there for
us.
us.
Appreciate you calling the show. Really, it's nice to have somebody from who knows Sid, lives locally. We appreciate you giving us a call. Thank you very much. TC, you going to say something before the end of the show?
Well, you know, I guess I will say, by the way, Sid, thanks for coming on tonight. But, Sid, I got a question for you. We kind of talked about how business is, but how's the skate scene out there in Newport right now? Is it growing?
I don't know. You know what's going on? I think, I don't know where they are, but in Newport, I don't think I see a kid between 12 and 17 walking around with a skateboard anymore. You know what I mean? You get these college kids with backpacks and running shoes on with a penny or a longboard under their arm, and and that's it. Right now, we have a really poor skate scene in Newport, Rhode Island, and it's not due to anything except possibly a population thing, where a lot of the kids are like living in out of Newport, or they're into other things, and it's pretty alarming, to be honest with you. It's the lowest point I've ever seen it in my surf and skate career here, and that even crosses over to surfing.
Right.
You know what I mean? That even the 30-somethings. New kids seem to be the next generation, and they're all between 6 and 8 years old.
Rat, you want to say something to say before you go? It's almost 8 o'clock. What do you got to say? I love you, man.
Sid, you got to get out here.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
We'll go surfing, hang out, and go see all your old friends.
That's what I want to do, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to do that.
You want to? You place an order with? Sid going to place an order with you?
Yeah, package. When are you going to do an order?
Well, when you're going to send your rep down.
I've heard you've been buying stuff from Reggie at Eastern.
Oh. Yeah, I just I carry anything Jason Jesse is from Santa Cruz is in the shop.
Look, you're getting your balls busted by Holly.
Man, we're trying to work. I got a credit for you for the Kickstarter and everything.
Because she better not go there, because famous last words from Holly walking out of Warner Brothers. I'll call you next week when I get home and send you some stuff.
I love that.
Talk about the land of broken promises. Oh, my God.
Sid,
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for an independent umbrella that's raining so hard.
Hey, you know what, Sid? When you come out here, we'll have a barbecue, get you back on the show.
Yeah,
I love it.
Hey, Sid, thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate it. I hope everyone enjoyed the show, and it's available on YouTube right after the show is over, and the podcast will be available tomorrow on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, and OffTheNetRadio.com. I want to thank Jason for coming on the show, Holly, Sid, thank you, man. We appreciate it.
I love TC, love Neil, love Jason, love Holly.
Thanks, Sid.
Next week, we got Rich Novak will be in the house, and the opposition, who's against and who's for the Capitola State Skate Park. Novak will be here. The week after that, Jason Jesse will be in studio. And the week after that, Chris Green will be in studio.
Hey, so Sid, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks when you call in on that Jason Jesse show.
Hey, just to throw it out there.
I'm supposed to see him tomorrow. He's up in Boston. He's an hour up the road now.
Novak should sponsor your documentary series. I'm just going to throw it out there.
All right, there you go.
Okay, all righty.
What do you think? Hey, Sid.
I want to say hello to my lovely sister-in-law, Nicole.
All right. Keep rattling. Who else you want to say hi to?
All right.
Thank you, Sid.
I'd like to say hi to everybody who's always around, and we have a great community around the world, and I appreciate everything.
We all love you, man.
We're very blessed, and I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
It's been an honor to have you on the show. It's been great.
A lot of fun.
A lot more to talk about next time you're on the show.
We got a lot to cover. We haven't done anything.
We'll see you soon, buddy.
Thank you, Sid.
Okay. All right, bye.
That was great, Sid Abbruzzi. Right now,
I
want to thank Jason, and I want to thank Holly. But, we're going to go to Star Benny, TC.
Yes, we are.
What do you have, the chicken piccata?
Of course.
We've been killing the chicken piccata.
Chicken piccata double veggies.
That's right.
I love it.
It's so good.
It's not on the menu. If you go, you got to get the TC special.
Right. And if you got some special between like 4 and 6 p.m. for $10.
Yeah, they do happy hour up there now. I noticed that.
Star Benny, right down the street from KSCO. You been there, Rat?
Yes, sir.
Attaboy. Good. You might come there. You coming there tonight? I was kidding. You got food for you.
I already ate. I'm old.
Are you all done? Holly's coming, though. TC, you coming?
Of course.
Okay, we'll see you at Star Benny very shortly. Want to thank again Sid Abbruzzi for coming on the show, all his friends and family listening around the world. Again, Rat Boy, thanks for coming, and Holly, thanks for coming. See you next week with, oh yeah, baby, Rich Novak and the Capitola Skate Park controversy.
Dun dun dun.
See you next week. Good night.
From Capitola to Carmel, Red Hot News Talk, AM 1080 KSCO Santa Cruz.